All right, so now next on the list of things that make a woman look desperate, and I've already kind of mentioned it several times, so I'm just gonna reiterate this point real quick, and that's constantly doing for him with no reciprocation, all right? So whether you're dating or already in the relationship, because unfortunately a lot of women have entered into relationships with men who don't really do for them, okay? And when you are constantly doing for someone who doesn't return it to you, I will say this, it may not look desperate. He may not frame it as desperate to him because he's just enjoying taking advantage of the situation. But to others, it looks desperate. And in reality, you are operating out of some level of desperation. Now, I know a lot of women may not like to accept that reality. They don't like that label of feeling like they're being desperate. But you have to ask yourself, why would you or why would any woman keep giving to a man who doesn't give back? Something is causing you to be fearful of walking away. Something is causing you to turn a blind eye to the fact that he does not pour into you. And yes, at some level, there is desperation. The desperation of maybe I won't find someone else. The desperation of maybe I don't want to be alone. The desperation of maybe I don't want to start over. And we can replace the word desperation with fear. Because it all goes hand in hand. Because when we are desperate, we are fearful. All right? And it can come about for various reasons. So you really have to be mindful of that and understand that you cannot build nor sustain a relationship when it's one-sided. All right? There has to be a mutual effort. Now, listen, notice I said mutual effort, not equal production of all the same things. Meaning, it's not this idea of, well, okay, well, I call this much, he has to call that much. I do this thing this much, he has to do this thing that much. No, it's just that we are equally showing an effort and it all balances each other out. So again, as I mentioned earlier, you may do more of one thing, but he does more of a different thing. But together, it makes a beautiful thing. All right. And so there's various areas that we want to identify. And I think it's important for everyone, especially in the dating phase, more specific in the dating phase, to start to determine what those things may be. We need to be honest about what we are able to give or willing to give. So I'm going to give an example. I'm going to use me. Some of y'all have heard this example from me before. But I always say, I am a payer, not a planner. Here's what I'm talking about. Some of you ladies talk about how you want a man who's going to plan dates and plan trips and all this planning stuff, right? And sorry to tell you, that ain't me. Well, I ain't sorry to tell you because you ain't trying to get me right now. But I'm letting you know there's other men like me. We don't care for the planning. That's not our thing. Now, my solution to balancing that out is I am a payer. I will gladly give you my credit card, say, baby, knock it out, get what you want, make it work. I'm good. Okay? That is, to me, a fair exchange. Now, to some women, that's not acceptable. Some women will still say, no, you need to plan. You need to plan. And to that I say, tough luck. I was going to say something else, but no, for me, no. Now, I'm not saying in my example, I would never plan a date, never plan a trip, but that will never be my consistent contribution to the relationship. Okay. I don't even plan my own parties. Okay. I shouldn't even be saying this, but I'm going to say it. It's so bad. I'm kind of ashamed to say this, but it's so bad. For one of my homeboys, he was getting married and he was having his bachelor party and he knows me. You know what I'm saying? We're like brothers. He's like, bruh, I already know. Just tell me what the budget is. I'll take care of the rest. All right? So even though it was his bachelor party, he took care of the planning. I took care of the expenses. It was good. Everybody had a great time. He got married. Everybody's happy. Okay? So all that to say, listen, there's various areas where we need to sit down and discuss. And again, if it doesn't work for you, whatever that balance that's being proposed is, so be it. But be open to the fact that we don't all have to equally provide certain things. We just need to figure out where we fit, what works for each other, and what we can reasonably sustain to have a successful relationship. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. So I know one of the concerns that women have in the dating world today is the idea of having to initiate, or for some pursue, or what they may